Have you ever seen arrogance turn into regret within seconds? This story will make your heart race and your mind reflect on the power of humility. It's about a billionaire who thought money gave him the right to belittle others, until one brave waitress taught him a lesson he'd never forget. Trust me, you'll want to stay till the end for her incredible reply. Backhand index pointing right before we begin, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more emotional and life-changing stories like this one. The aroma of roasted coffee beans filled the elegant German cafe in downtown Berlin. A soft rain tapped against the glass windows, and the dim golden lights inside reflected off the marble tables. Among the gentle chatter of customers and the clinking of cups, a young waitress named Amelia Hartmann, 24, hurried between tables with her notepad, balancing grace and exhaustion. Her uniform was simple, slightly faded at the edges, but her smile carried warmth that softened even the grumpiest customer's day. She didn't belong in that world of luxury, not yet. But she had dreams bigger than the cafe she worked in. Across the room sat a man who drew every eye, Leonard Weiss, a 38-year-old German-American billionaire known for his empire of tech companies. Tall, impeccably dressed in a charcoal suit, with slick dark hair and a jaw sharp enough to match his ego. He was in Berlin for a business conference, surrounded by two of his partners. To everyone else, he was charm and confidence personified. But those who worked under him knew, Leonard's charm was only skin deep. As Amelia approached his table with her notebook, he barely looked up from his phone. "Good evening, sir. May I take your order?" she asked in fluent English, her tone polite and practiced. Leonard exchanged a smirk with his partners before replying in German, loud enough for her to hear but assuming she wouldn't understand. "Sie dardassen. Ein Einfake Kellnerin, die versucht, professional zu klingen. Wahrscheinlich kann sie nicht mal ihren eigenen Namen richtig buchstabieren." Look at that, a simple waitress trying to sound professional. She probably can't even spell her own name right. His partners chuckled softly. Amelia froze, her pen trembling slightly in her hand. But she kept her face composed, pretending not to notice. She had dealt with rude customers before, but this was different. There was cruelty behind his voice, a sense of superiority that dug deep. Still, she smiled and took their orders, cappuccinos, croissants, and an espresso for Leonard. As she walked away, her mind burned with quiet anger. Not because of the insult, but because she understood every single word. She had lived in Germany since childhood, studied linguistics, and was fluent in 4 languages. What Leonard didn't know was that she worked there part-time to pay for her master's degree. When she returned with their order, Leonard continued his mockery in German, speaking freely as if she were invisible. "Sie ist hübsch, aber sicher zu dumm, hier zu arbeiten. Vielleicht sollte sie Teller waschen. She's pretty, but surely too dumb to work here. Maybe she should just wash dishes." His companions laughed again. Amelia placed his cup of espresso in front of him gently, leaned forward slightly, and, in perfect, sharp German, said, "Wenn Sie mit mir sprechen möchten, Herr Weiss, sollten Sie vielleicht sicherstellen, dass ich Sie nicht verstehe. Aber zu spät. Ich have Jed's einzeln Wort gehört. If you want to talk about me, Mr. Weiss, perhaps you should make sure I don't understand you." But too late. I understood every single word. The entire cafe went silent. Leonard's smirk vanished. His partners looked down, embarrassed. Amelia stood there, not with anger, but quiet dignity, her confidence radiating like a calm fire. She continued, switching to English now so the room would understand. "Respect doesn't come from the money you have in your account. It comes from the way you treat people who can't give you anything in return." For the first time, Leonard couldn't find words. His arrogance melted into shame. The waitress he mocked had just given him a lesson in grace. He cleared his throat awkwardly and muttered, "I didn't mean to." But Amelia simply smiled, collected the empty tray, and walked away. That night, Leonard couldn't stop thinking about what had happened. He was a man used to winning boardrooms, not losing arguments, especially not to a waitress. But her words echoed in his head, each syllable cutting through his pride. He looked her up later that night, curious about the girl who'd made him feel human again. What he found changed everything. 2 days later, the same cafe buzzed with quiet chatter. Amelia was back at work, trying to put the awkward moment behind her. She had classes to attend, dreams to chase, and bills to pay. The last thing she wanted was more drama. Just before her shift ended, the door chimed, and in walked Leonard Weiss again. This time, he wasn't with his partners. He wore no expensive smile, no ego in his stride, only quiet sincerity. He waited at the counter until Amelia noticed him. "Miss Hartman," he began softly, "may I speak with you for a moment?" Amelia hesitated, glancing toward her manager, who nodded. She stepped aside, crossing her arms gently. Leonard took a deep breath. "I came here to apologize. I acted like a fool the other day. I thought, because I'm used to people pretending around me, I forgot how to act like a decent human being. What you said, it woke me up." Amelia studied his face. There was no arrogance left, just regret. "Apology accepted," she said simply. "But you don't need to prove anything to me. Just be kind next time. To anyone." Leonard smiled faintly. "Actually, I wanted to do more than just apologize." He reached into his coat and handed her an envelope. Inside was a scholarship offer. Fully funded tuition for her linguistics program, signed personally by him. Amelia's eyes widened. Why would you do this?" "Because," Leonard replied, "I found out you're one of the top students in your field. You're brilliant, and you work hard. I mocked you for standing where I once stood. I was a waiter once too, before everything changed. I forgot where I came from." Tears welled in Amelia's eyes. She didn't want charity, but this wasn't pity. It was respect. Gratitude. Redemption. She nodded slowly, whispering, "Thank you. Maybe this world isn't as cruel as it seems after all." He chuckled softly. "Sometimes it takes someone brave enough to speak the truth for people like me to remember what matters." From that day on, Leonard funded several scholarships under her name, the Hartman Initiative, for working students in hospitality who wanted to study languages or business. Amelia graduated with honors 2 years later, and when she was invited to a global conference on empathy in business, Leonard sat in the front row, silent, proud, and changed. And when she ended her speech, she looked straight into the cameras and said, "Never judge a person by the apron they wear, or the title they carry. Dignity has no price tag." The audience rose in applause, and even Leonard's eyes glistened. If you made it this far, you've just witnessed a story about humility, redemption, and respect, a reminder that kindness can rewrite anyone's story. Backhand index pointing right. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more real-life inspired emotional stories that will touch your heart and change your perspective.